I'd like you all to meet Aman and Robert. No, it's not an error. These are, in fact, the tennis twins. And for 12 years of my life, I have played tennis with them, I have laughed with them, I have talked to them, and I have trained with them. Both Aman and Robert come from Kibera, which is known to many of us as one of the largest slums in Africa. And arguably, one of Kenya's greatest challenges is rampant crime and deviance, ranging from theft to prostitution, and a lot of which is dominantly committed by thousands of low-income earners in this city, Nairobi. Yet, each of these citizens, each of these individuals have the potential to be ethical leaders or sanguine entrepreneurs if given the opportunity. But here's the thing, who gives the opportunities? Through the Kibera Kids Tennis and Sports Project, an initiative set up by some members of the Karen Country Club Tennis Committee, led by Elizabeth Odera and myself as the youth representative, we set out to build tennis courts and sports facilities within the Kibera slums. The first step was creating awareness. And so I set out to my immediate community, Rusinga School, where I set up the first process. As a result of this, we raised over 10,000 Kenya shillings, as well as donations of clothes and sports equipment. Together with the Karen Country Club and the Sadili Tennis Academy, as well as Rusinga School, we had made well over 300,000 Kenya shillings, but it still wasn't enough. And that's when it hit me. Let's craft Africa. Let's Craft Africa is an initiative that we were privileged enough to start with my fellow classmates that sets out to counter the negative image depicted of Africa: war, poverty, crime, death. This year we held 4 competitions: essay writing, poetry, photography, film, and they're all based on development in infrastructure and society within African nations. We had 78 participants and raised over 15,000 Kenya shillings, 50% of which went to the Kibera Kids Tennis and Sports Project. You ask me why I'm passionate about this project. Because I know that these courts won't only be there for a year or two. They will be there for years to come. Year after year, they will open up opportunities for these kids. And years from now, I can promise you that we will look back at that court and think this is their time. Years from now, when these kids go off to university, we will say that this is their time. And years from now, when hundreds upon hundreds of crowds contently embrace these leaders of the future in honor, we will shout enthusiastically that this is their time. Because success isn't about the number of flashy cars that you drive or the number of zeros written on your paycheck. It's about the difference that you make in someone else's life. Shall I show you? Nothing is more fulfilling than that intense glimmer of appreciation in the eyes of that child who receives a racket for their hard work and diligence in the sport. Or the cute little giggle that 3-year-old girl lets out when she clutches a tennis ball in her absurdly small hand for the first time. I mean, look at it. Isn't it golden? I want these children to be a proven example to society that even if you might not start out right, you deserve the opportunity to show the world what you can do, to create a better life for yourself and for your community. I want them to prove to the world that everybody deserves opportunities, regardless of how you look, where you come from, or what your financial status is. You know, I love the word we, because we symbolizes togetherness, a community. And we have been empowered with an opportunity to create systems that constantly benefit our communities for decades. We have been credited with an opportunity to give these kids hope, to change their lives for the better. And ultimately, we have been empowered with an opportunity to slay these beasts that have haunted our country for years on end, causing drug use, poverty, and tribalism. At last, utopia is now on the horizon. Thank you.